Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily from The Suburban Home, and today I'm taking you on a little quick tour of our newly refreshed dining room hutch here behind me. And I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks on how to decorate some open shelving. And who doesn't like a good before and after? I know I sure do. So if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. If you like the content of this video, please click on the thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so right now I'm going to explain to you kind of like how I styled this hutch. So you'll notice I have most of the color scheme is white, and I wanted to tie in some of the blue and some of the wood tones. So you'll notice on each shelf I've got parts of the wood tones, and so the top shelf I have it on the top corner, then your eye goes to the left here for the second row or shelf, and then at the bottom here it's in the middle. All right, as for the blue accents, so I have here my collection of blue dinnerware. There's some linens with some blue tied in. There is some little thrift shop finds here with some blue accents, my little eggs that I recently DIY'd, and at the top you'll notice a little bit of the blue accents on the top. And then the hutch is flanked by my blue and white china, as well as the dress form here that has the grain sack apron. So because this is spring and I wanted to keep it very fresh, I brought in all of my white vases and jugs in my collection, as well as the white china here at the top. And it just keeps the hutch very spring-like and not so heavy. Everything pretty much on this hutch were thrifted, except for the dinner plates here were a hand-me-down. The basket here was a new purchase from HomeSense, as well as the linens. And everything else except for the little bunny here and the eggs that I DIY'd, the bunny was from Pier 1. All right, so besides the color that I chalk paint, I distressed the wood surface of the cabinet. I removed the doors. That was one of the big things that made this hutch look a little bit more modern and updated, is I removed the doors. And I was a little concerned about dust and whatnot, but so far it's been pretty easy to keep clean. The other thing is the glass shelves. At first I wanted to replace them with a wood shelf, but because there's lighting in this hutch at night, it just cascades a nice glow through the glass. So I think I'm going to keep the glass for now, and I'll show a picture here in the next slide of how it looks like in the evening. So some people are going to say, well, hutches are kind of like outdated. You know what? Again, it all depends on your decor style, but hutches are a great addition to any farm or country style home. One, they bring the extra added storage. Like you could tell here, I have all of our napkin rings, and in the bottom doors here I have some additional seasonal decor. But having a hutch just adds that charm to a home, and there are ways to update it that it's more modern and not, you know, a hutch living in the 1980s. They used to use the cabinet hutches to store the fine china when guests came over, but I think houses are more casual now, and they still have a place in the home. So the last thing I wanted to draw your attention to is the top of the hutch. Previously, my hutch had a lot of decor elements on the top, and you know, that's great, that's fun to decorate the top of your cabinets. But because there was so much going on in the hutch, I decided just to keep it nice and fresh and clean and clutter-free on top of the hutch, which also makes it less fussy. So those are my tips and tricks for decorating a dining room hutch or cabinet.